What could be more sinister than the death of Rengoku, right? Well, there are more. Get ready to multiply the emotional intensity because today, we're bringing you the absolute saddest moments in the entire Demon Slayer anime. These scenes are enough to make a grown man cry. So grab your tissues, put on your headphones, and let's embark on this captivating and emotional journey together. But before we start, here's a caution for the enthusiasts. The video is filled to the brim with spoilers that will tug at your heartstrings. So if you haven't caught up with the series, consider this your official spoiler warning. So let's start. Our first heartbreaking scene takes us back to the early days of Tanjiro's training under the watchful eye of the enigmatic Sakonji Orokudaki. Little did Tanjiro know that his fellow trainees, Sabito and Makomo, were not mere mortals, but spirits, guiding him on his journey to become a more powerful demon slayer. As Tanjiro's bond with Sabito and Makomo grew, they assisted him in his final training task of slicing a boulder in two. However, during the intense final selection exam, Tanjiro finds himself face to face with a vicious demon seeking revenge for his capture and imprisonment on Mount Fujikasane. It's during this life or death battle that the demon unveils a shocking truth. He had mercilessly slain many of Orokudaki's students, including Sabito and Makomo. Tanjiro's world shatters as he realizes he was training with the spirits of his fallen friends all along. Fueled by determination and a desire to bring them peace, Tanjiro unleashes his full strength and defeats the demon, finally allowing Sabito and Makomo and the others to find eternal rest. The next heartbreaking moment is also related to Tanjiro, where he experiences fleeting happiness within his dreams. After the devastating loss of his entire family, Tanjiro awakens in a false reality aboard the Mugen train, where his loved ones are miraculously alive and well. But here's the painful twist. He has no recollection of the brutal reality he faces. Can you imagine the emotional gut punch of witnessing Tanjiro embrace the joy of having his family back, only to have it cruelly snatched away? The weight of guilt for not being able to protect them intensifies as he's forced to leave them behind, making this moment even more heartbreaking. Now let me just take you into the captivating and heartbreaking tale of Gyomei Himejima, the indomitable powerhouse among the Hashiras. Before rising to greatness, Gyomei selflessly cared for 9 orphan children in a temple plagued by relentless demon attacks. Tragedy strikes one fateful night when a disobedient child brings a demon into the temple, resulting in the deaths of several innocent children. Abandoned by the very ones he vowed to protect, Gyomei finds himself facing the relentless assault of the demon alone. Despite his towering stature and physical frailty, Gyomei discovers an immense power within himself, fighting back with unwavering determination. However, the world misunderstands his heroic act, as one of the children Gyomei saved, out of fear, tells the authorities that Gyomei has killed the other children. Unjustly imprisoned and with his fate seemingly sealed, Gyomei's life takes an unexpected turn when he's granted a second chance at life by the intervention of Kaguya Ubuyashiki. Shifting our focus to another sad moment as we recount the tragic end of Jigoro, the former Thunder Hashira of the Demon Slayer Corps. Jigoro, a charismatic and gentle old man, served as the mentor to Zenitsu, a character who often divided the audience's opinion. Jigoro's death is far from peaceful, as this kind-hearted man forces himself to commit seppuku as a form of atonement after his other protege Kaigaku betrays the Demon Slayer Corps and becomes a demon. With no one beside him to perform the final act, Jigoro painfully and slowly bleeds out, enduring unnecessary suffering. It's a truly heartbreaking moment that further emphasizes the tragedies caused by Kaigaku's choices. Now let's see the grief of the most liked character of Demon Slayer, which came from the final moments of Yoriichi, the legendary Demon Slayer known as the strongest in the world. Despite his advanced age and the burden of his mark, Yoriichi confronts his demonic brother Kokushibo in an epic and climactic battle. On the night of a blood-red moon, at over 80 years old, Yoriichi displays a mix of sorrow and sympathy towards his brother. Kokushibo, utterly baffled by this unexpected display of emotion, stands restlessly, awaiting Yoriichi's next move. Suddenly, with a remarkable change in demeanor, Yoriichi assumes a powerful attacking stance. The air around him becomes heavy with his immense aura, as if the weight of the entire world rests on his shoulders. Tears welling up in his eyes, Yoriichi warns his brother, saying, "Here I come." In a fraction of a second, before Kokushibo can even react, Yoriichi swiftly slices his brother's neck with the same power and speed he possessed in his prime. Kokushibo, expecting a follow-up strike, is left in utter shock as Yoriichi's life abruptly expires, leaving him standing lifeless. Overwhelmed with a whirlwind of emotions, Kokushibo realizes that if Yoriichi had lived even a single breath longer, he himself would have met his demise. Filled with an overwhelming mix of rage and despair, Kokushibo desecrates Yoriichi's already lifeless body, inadvertently destroying the wooden flute that symbolized their bond. This heart-wrenching realization brings the mighty demon to tears as he finally comprehends the depth of his defeat. Prepare yourself for the next emotionally devastating moment, which occurs during the intense battle between the Hashira and Kokushibo. In the sad moment, we see the demise of Genya. Everyone was giving their all to finish Kokushibo, and while facing the overwhelming might of Kokushibo, Genya's body was horrifically split in two. Despite the arrival of Gyomei Himejima, their chances of victory appear bleak. However, inspired by Tanjiro's words about untapped potential, Genya seizes the chance to consume Kokushibo's broken sword. This act transforms him, granting him demonic powers and the ability to restrain Kokushibo. With the arrival of Sanemi, the trio fights valiantly, yet the battle exacts a heavy toll as both Muichiro and Genya sacrifice their lives. In his final moments, Genya apologizes to Sanemi for his misplaced blame and collapses. His form fades away, leaving behind a memory of his bravery, selflessness, and especially the unconditioned love and sympathy for his brother. This tragic end serves as a reminder of Genya's indomitable spirit and the sacrifices made in the fight against evil. And now we come to one of the saddest moments in the entire franchise. The painful death of the brilliantly burning flame Hashira Kyojuro Rengoku. Not only is Kyojuro one of the most liked characters in the series thanks to the immense success of the Mugen Train movie, but his death remains the most tragic event in the entire Demon Slayer anime. The movie's spectacular animation and the portrayal of Kyojuro's dream adds an extra layer of intensity and emotional impact to his demise. What was once a mere picture on a page now hits us with full force as we witness the breathtaking beauty and heart-wrenching tragedy of his character. And despite the villainous nature of his opponent, Akaza, it becomes increasingly difficult to harbor hatred towards him, adding yet another layer of complexity to this profoundly heartbreaking moment. Lastly, we delve into the most tragic backstory in the entire Demon Slayer saga, and you have to guess whose story this is. We journey back to his days as a young pickpocket, stealing to afford medicine for his ailing father. He yearned for strength to protect himself and seek revenge against those who had wronged them. However, his world crumbled when he was captured and subjected to a severe punishment of 100 blows. Branded as a demon child, his father, upon hearing of his capture, committed suicide, leaving behind a heartbreaking letter. Instead of finding solace in his father's words, he became consumed by anger, directing his blame towards society for their suffering. Blinded by rage and losing his sense of morality, he embarked on a ruthless rampage, attacking anyone who sought revenge against him. But his life took an unexpected turn when he encountered Koyuki, a companion whose health improved thanks to the boy's efforts. Both their lives started to improve, and he was even offered the chance to marry Koyuki by their master Keizo. However, tragedy struck once again when he visited his father's grave to share the news of his upcoming marriage, only to return to a devastating scene. The neighboring dojo, poisoned by jealousy, had ruthlessly killed Keizo and Koyuki by poisoning the well. Devastated and consumed by guilt, he sought revenge, brutally slaughtering all 67 members of the Kenjutsu dojo. This horrifying event caught the attention of Muzan, the Demon King who recognized his immense potential and turned him into a demon. He lost all of his human memories and he became solely focused on becoming stronger, devoid of anything left to protect. His tragic story serves as a poignant reminder that every monster was once a human who lost all hope. And he might be the only demon who has a soft spot in our hearts. Now you tell me whose backstory this was by writing a comment under this video. And there you have it, dear viewers. These are the most heartbreaking and tear-inducing moments in the entire Demon Slayer franchise. From the bonds formed with spirits to dreams shattered, sacrifices made, and tragedies endured. These scenes will leave you reaching for the tissues again and again. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, see ya.